Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Eric Coffin. I'm here at the 2020 Toronto Metal Investors Forum, just ahead of the PDAC. I'm here with Kevin Keough. He's the CEO of Evergold Corp, EVR on the venture. Kevin's company, of course, Ever, is one of the ones that I follow in the newsletter. He was just presenting at MIF, and we just wanted to go through a couple of things. I mean, Ever is a new company. It's been public for what, 4 or 5 months?
Yes, just since early November, Eric.
And your IPO was a good size one, so going into this year's programs, you don't need to do any financing or anything. You're good to go that way.
That's right. We're cashed up. We did the IPO at 20 cents, traded well above that for the last while. A little softness last week, but we're well set for the summer. And
do you want to give us just a quick overview? The first, I guess, you're planning to drill your 2 marquee projects. But the first one you'll be drilling, I guess, Snowball is the one you'll get to first, I guess?
Yes, it'll be Snowball first. Snowball, we have the drill pad set up there, and that's all we really need to do now is get to the drilling. So we'll put the drill on there probably around the 15th or 20th of June, depending on the weather exactly, but the pads are built. And Golden Line will come a little later in terms of the drilling. We will be starting there probably around the 20th or so of July, because we're doing more IP and geochemistry just to tee up the particular targets we put our finger on.
And interestingly, Snowball, the target at Snowball is very, very reminiscent of a target you're quite well acquainted with, because you, of course, also helped found GT Gold. The Saddle target, which has now become something that's obviously going to be a resource, is being drilled quite hard. Mm-hmm. That target also, it bore a lot of similarity to the Pyramid Peak target that you've got.
Yes, it did. Of course, it's a lot more precipitous at Pyramid Peak than at Saddle South, but the analogy is the similarity of the tenor of the gold and silver anomalies that we've developed in the case of Saddle was in soils, real right. Soils. In the case of Pyramid Peak, it's in talus fines. So they're both very similar in terms of strength, over 0.5 gram material over a broad area. So we know the metal is in the ground. We just don't know a lot about its distribution yet.
Right. And you've also got very high grades, but you're doing a little more targeting work, I guess, at Golden Line?
Yes, Golden Line, it is a beast in terms of its multiplicity of targets, high-grade targets, and we know we can put the drills on what we've identified right now and hit. Mm-hmm. But we just want to be sure, because one of the targets, for example, that emerged just last summer appears to be a very high-grade gold zone, maybe a high-grade vein zone, up to perhaps 500 meters in width, if we can believe what we're seeing in the satellite imagery coupled with the geochem. And we know nothing else about it. We know we can put the drills on it and hit it, but we just want to know what else is going on right there around, right. What is this related to? So we'll do that starting in mid-June. We'll do geochemistry and IP work there too, and then everything will get tested in our initial phase of drilling.
Okay, and you're fully funded by both these programs. And as a new company, one thing that I particularly like about Evergold is you've got a very tight share structure, but it's also a very, I would say, a very fair share structure. There's no big overhangs. There isn't a bunch of cheap stock, none of that sort of thing. There's no skeletons, I think, as you like to say.
Yes, that's right. It's a clean company, quite tight. We did an IPO, non-RTO, so we got a broad distribution on the shareholder base. There's no overhang, no stock that's just suddenly going to come out when a hole comes off. But 27 million shares out. We've got the cash we need, trading at a healthy price at the current time. It's been holding up nicely because there's not a lot of loose paper around.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the golden triangle, and I think that the definition you probably use a little bit broadly to squeeze Golden Line into it, but doesn't really matter. It's an area that's gotten a lot of interest in the last few years. It has been the site of 2 or 3 discoveries, including, of course, GT Gold.
Yes.
I think Evergold has the potential to be a discovery stock. The targets are very, very high grade. This is the type of thing that I think there's going to be a lot of attention on this stock as we get into summer, because the simple truth is the market loves high grade, and both of these targets are very high grade, very impressive. Essentially never drilled, really.
Yes,
Targets.
the targets that we'll be drilling have never been drilled, any of them, and they do offer tremendous upside in terms of immediate discovery potential. And yes, we've done it before, and we're basically going to try to do it again this summer.
There you go.
Yep.
Keep it simple. Done it before. We're going
That's
to try
right.
to do it again. Evergold Corp, EVER on the venture.